Have you ever watched a morning game show and wanted to be a contestant? My name is Alyssa Beckham. I love to win, I love a contest, and I love to be a contestant. I agree with our book, Stand Up, Speak Out, and I think research is fun, especially when it leads me to plan for my success. I have been a contestant on Let's Make a Deal several times, but today I'm going to tell you about my first experience back in 2018. So how did I get there? I believe properly planning is the key to your will to succeed. Learning to plan for a purpose will help you implement action into success. So what's the big deal? Setting goals helps you plan for purpose. So when I moved to the high mountains of California above Hollywood, I knew I wanted to go on a game show. I set a goal. I wanted to be a contestant on Let's Make a Deal. But I had a problem. I knew everybody in the audience wanted to be a contestant as well. Tony Robbins says leaders spend 5% of their time on the problem and 95% of their time on a solution. My solution was to create a SMART goal. A SMART goal is defined by Dr. Carlson in Optometry Times as specific, measurable, obtainable, realistic, and timely. My new SMART goal was to stand out amongst the crowd in order to be selected as a contestant at the next taping of Let's Make a Deal. But I needed to know how to stand out. I needed a plan. A proper plan starts with primary research. In order to know how to stand out, I needed to know more about the host. The host of Let's Make a Deal is Wayne Brady. Wayne selects the contestants. So, I needed to stand out to him. What would catch Wayne's eye? How could I connect with him personally? I began to research for fun. Wayne Brady was my audience, and I needed to capture his attention. I did have some previous mom knowledge, and I knew that Wayne Brady is the voice of a rabbit on a Disney show, Sofia the First. I had an idea. Who wants to make a deal? So there I was, dressed as a bunny. I knew to be successful, I needed more than a bunny costume. I had began to use my language effectively. You see, I had studied the episodes of Sofia the First and learned the language of Clover, Wayne's character. I knew that I needed a credible source to cite. I found one. One very recognizable quote that was surely to be noticed. And in my best Wayne Brady voice, I'm a blue ribbon bunny. I didn't get there singing, but my knowledge had led me to my costume. My primary research had led me to my language. My goal to stand out amongst the crowd had been reached. There I was, being called to stage. Maybe my first moment of stage fright ever. But as soon as my feet hit the stage floor, I knew I needed to rely on secondary research. Secondary research is where I studied the opponent, the games. I studied Let's Make a Deal as if I had already been selected. I was ready to play. I had spent hours speaking to every audience member. I selfied with every person in that studio. I knew being over the top friendly was important. One of my favorite sayings is fake it to make it. So I put on my imaginary hat and I pretended to be the friendliest person I know, my best friend Sean. So as I stood on stage, Wayne called another guest, one of the twins from Russia. Our game was for me to predict his answers as a stranger, but I was more than prepared. Him and I had already connected as friends. From my research, I knew this might happen. I had helped us both. We both won this section of our game. And then I was offered a small box, and I took it. I got zonked. I did not win the game. However, I was successful. My goal was to stand out amongst the crowd in order to be selected as a contestant at the next taping. Success is not the same for all. Success brings you joy and happiness. Make purposeful plans that will lead you to where you want to be. A prize was never my goal. In conclusion, proper planning is the key to implement your success. So let's make a deal. The next time you want success, start with a proper plan. Plan properly, implement carefully, and reach success. Thank you and have a wonderful day.